Krista here with Books and Jams, and we are almost, unbelievably, at the end of 2017, which is just crazy to me. I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday. I spent my week in New York at my mom's house, and I got snowed in and was sick. It was a fabulous week. I got to spend my time reading in front of a wood stove, so I really can't complain. But here I am today to talk about my reading goals for 2018. I am very excited about this upcoming year and all that I have planned for my reading. I am one who does like to set a Goodreads goal, but I set it and then don't really think about it for the rest of the year. And so I'm setting my goal again at 85. I think that's what I set it for in 2017, and I read 101 books this year, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna keep it at 85 again. But if I don't meet my goal on Goodreads, it's not the end of the world to me. I just like that they track all kinds of other information for you. I don't really have a list of goals of things that I would like to accomplish in 2018. I do have a few things, but all of it can really be encompassed in my big goal for the year, my only real goal for the year, which is to read my shelves. I have hundreds of unread books on my shelves. I know some of you just had a mini stroke listening to that, but I do have hundreds of unread books on my shelves because I have a problem called I like to buy books. And although almost all of these books were bought very cheaply through Book Outlet or used bookstores or library book sales and such, but it means that I'm collecting books much quicker than I am able to read them. So for 2018, my main and only real goal for the year is to read books from my shelves. So I have come up with a way that I'm going to do that. And I had a really hard time trying to decide how this was gonna look and how I was gonna track it and what I was gonna do. So let me tell you what I came up with. I've heard a lot of other people on BookTube who also have this goal for 2018, so I'm very excited that all together we can encourage each other and support each other in our quest to read down our TBR shelves. So I have no hopes of getting my TBR, my own physical TBR books down to a certain number, but I have chosen 50 books, specific books that I would like to read throughout the course of 2018. The way that I came up with these 50 books is that I started thinking of categories of books, and I chose 5 books in each category. Now, I saw Lindsay from Wandering Reader, who also has some categories that she's come up with for the year, and she's doing what I was thinking of at first, which is each month to choose a category and read books from that category. Although I'm someone who loves lists and loves TBRs and loves goals, I didn't want to limit myself that much each month. I wanted to still have the freedom to kind of be a mood reader, which I am to a degree. So I have come up with 10 categories with 5 books in each category that at some point through the year are going to be read. So let me just quickly tell you the 10 categories and the 5 books that I came up with for each category. So the first category I'm going to tell you about is 5 sequels that I would like to read in 2018. And this is to help me accomplish a goal of moving on in some series. And I may do more than this, but these are the 5 that I would like to read. A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, Glory Over Everything by Kathleen Grissom, Fatal Grace by Louise Penny, and Unraveling by Sarah Ella. The next category is 5 new to me authors. For all of these authors in this category, I own more than one book that they've written, and yet I haven't read any of them. So here are the 5 new to me authors I'd like to read. Becky Chambers, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, Heather Gutenkopf, The Weight of Silence, Elizabeth Vine, and I chose Codename Verity, Philippa Gregory, and I believe I'm gonna start with The Lady of the Rivers, but I could be wrong. I would like to read them in chronological order of how it happened in history, so I have to look that list up. And the 5th author that's new to me for 2018 is Lucinda Riley, and I'm going to read The Lavender Garden by her. The 3rd category is also authors that I'd like to read, but these are authors I've read at least one of their books, and I would just like to read something else that they've written. The Lake House by Kate Morton, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You I'm Sorry by Frederick Bachman, The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes, The Winter Sea by Susanna Kearsley, and The Girl from the Savoy by Hazel Gaynor. The 4th category of books I'd like to read next year is 5 big books. So these are some of the biggest books on my shelves. Thornbirds by Colleen McCullough, The Pillar of the Earth by Ken Follett, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. The fifth category I have is nonfiction, so 5 nonfiction books I'd like to read, and just to switch it up, I'm going to show you these ones. The first one is Quiet by Susan Cain. Then I have Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. Behind the Beautiful Forevers by Catherine Boo. Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. And Unbroken by Laura Hillenbrand. I've chosen from my shelves 5 YA books that I'd like to read in 2018. They are As Old as Time by Liz Breswell, The Serpent King by Jeff Sentner, The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Now, I've heard mixed things about Red Rising. Some have told me that it's an adult book and some have said it's YA. For the purposes of this video, I am counting Red Rising as YA. The next category is Book of the Month Club picks. Uncommon Type, Some Stories by Tom Hanks. The Power by Naomi Alderman, The Wonder by Emma Donoghue, Sourdough by Robin Sloan, and A Million Junes by Emily Henry. Almost done. I have a whole section of my shelves that's dedicated to Jane Austen inspired books, whether that's retellings or books about her life. And so I have chosen 5 of those to focus on for next year. And for that I have Just Jane by Nancy Moser, a modern retelling of Sense and Sensibility called Sense and Sensibility by Joanna Trollope. What a fantastic last name. Mr. Darcy Broke My Heart by Beth Petillo, Searching for Pemberley by Mary Lydon Simonson, and another book of short stories called Jane Austen Made Me Do It by, looks like 9 different authors. The 9th category of books to read in 2018 are children's or middle grade books, and so for that I've chosen The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill, Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones, Pippi Longstocking by Astrid Lindgren, The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin, and The Secret Garden, this is a really pretty copy of The Secret Garden, by Frances Hodgson Burnett. The final category of books to read next year is books with beautiful covers. So for these I have Caraval by Stephanie Garber, The Year She Left Us by Catherine Ma, The Muse or The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, probably both, The Book of Lost Things by John Connolly, Faithful by Alice Hoffman. Once I decided the 10 categories and 50 books that I wanted to read, the tricky part was how on earth am I going to track this? I am one who loves to start being organized in a written way with using a journal or lists, but I often lose momentum with that, and I didn't want to lose momentum with this goal because it is my main goal for 2018. I have 2 things that I've decided that I'm going to do in hopes that one of them will stick throughout the year. So the first thing I heard about from someone else's channel, and I'm so sorry I can't remember whose it was now, I've watched so many goal videos. There's a Goodreads group called Mount TBR 2018. And in this group, there are multiple different levels of mountains that you can climb by reading books from your physical TBR. So I am in the group for Mount Ararat, which I think biblically is the mountain that Noah's Ark landed on, if I'm correct. Anyways, it's 48 books. So this was the closest mountain to the number that I had decided on for reading my TBR. So I have joined that Goodreads group. I'm going to be listing all of these 50 books in my discussion thread. So if you are somebody who's interested in reading your TBR, this might be an option for you as well, joining that group and finding others to encourage and support along the way. So that is one way that I'll be keeping track of all of the books that I read throughout the year. The second thing that I'm going to be doing is very physical. It's not a list, it's not a paper and pen, it is literally behind me. I have squeezed all 50 books here onto the top of those 2 shelves. So some of them are on top of each other. Let me see. There's the end of it. I'll move out of the way. They go behind me and continue on over to the edge of that shelf there. I've put all 50 books there and I will remove them as I read them. So that will be kind of fun throughout the year. I'm hoping to be filming in the library a lot more often, and I will be showing you as we go along the difference in the look of that shelf, because as I read the books they will be removed from their place on the shelf where they are currently. So I think that will be something that I can stick with as long as I live in this house all year. I will be pulling from this shelf to add to my TBR throughout the year, but then if I finish TBR books or if I just want to read something different, I can come and that will be my first place to look to choose a new book to read throughout the year. So I'm hoping that sticks. I'm hoping that I stick with it and read all of these books and more. I am not putting myself on a book buying ban. I am not saying that I can't buy more books. I'm just saying that I want to be consciously and intentionally reading the books that are already on my shelves. So that is my main goal for 2018. I know that many of you have this goal as well. I would love to chat with you about your goals for the year and any of these books that you think I should start with. Yeah, give me your support and encouragement along the way. I could use it. So that is it for me today. I hope that you have a wonderful New Year's Eve tomorrow and safe if you go out. And I will be talking to you very soon in another video. Bye!